Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Gab and Glow podcast. I'm your host, Gigi. Um, Sorry, I got really self-conscious. The way that I just said Gigi was weird, right? I don't know. I feel like there's just no cute way to really say that. I don't know. There was just a lot of teeth. Sorry. Because I can see myself and I'm like, that was a lot. Anyway, sorry. I don't have veneers. These are my real teeth. um, okay. Let me reset myself. Welcome back, guys. So today we are going to talk about, since it finally finished up, not finally, it actually went by really quickly. I wish it was longer, but Love Island All Stars Season 2 finished. We just had the premiere air for the US. I don't know how long it's been out, probably, who knows for how long. In the UK, but in the US, we got it on this past Tuesday, the 19th. So, yeah, it finished. It was a great season. Loved it so much. I'm just going to share kind of my thoughts on just the finalists as the meat of this episode. But first off, I just wanted to start off with some life updates, catch up. We've been working on our Foxy and Financial February, right, guys? We've been working on it. We love to have a theme every month just to have just to set our priorities mentally, just be okay, so this is our theme. What are we going to do to work towards this theme, So I'm not going to lie, my update, I'm going to give you guys my little update. I woke up today, I'm not going to lie, body was tea because, and you can't see it right now because it's more my belly than anything, but ooh, a girl was slim. My belly was pretty small, and I've lost a couple pounds since the last time we spoke. So that's exciting. So yeah, I'm excited about that. And so that's kind of on the foxy side of things. Again, the thing about foxy is whatever makes you feel good. The foxiest you is the most confident and I guess happy you can be, or content you. So whatever that means to you, to me, that means getting to a healthy weight for myself because, I've kind of, you guys all know the birth control really fucked me up, made me just gain so much weight so fast. And then after that, I just had such a hard time getting it off. I felt like nothing I was doing was working. And then, come to find out I do my blood tests and stuff and my, blood sugar, my sodium, my cholesterol, all that stuff's out of whack. So, yeah, just all that to say, I really had to take my health seriously. And one of the biggest things that I can do is, work on my relationship with food and all that good stuff and work out. So that's what I've been doing. That's what makes me feel the foxiest, is working towards my healthiest body. Cause, just right now, in the body that I'm in currently, it's just not my healthy body. So I need to get my body back to my healthy body. So that's just a disclaimer, because I feel I don't want it to come off obviously cause I'm a big girl. It's not I'm not I don't want you to feel like you have to lose weight if that's something you don't want to do. This is just for me. I think everyone knows themselves. They know how they feel their healthiest, how they feel they're most confident, how they feel they're happiest. And it's very personal. And this is just how I feel. I am by no means trying to be fat phobic or anything like that, because I'm definitely not. But this is just something that I'm I'm not trying to be body negative. I think I'm trying to be very body positive, just in the fact that you just want to have a healthy body and whatever, and that looks different for everyone. But I think we all want to be healthy so we can live the longest life and be causing a ruckus when we're 100. So yeah, I just kind of want to put that disclaimer out there, because I just feel I talk about weight loss a lot, and I don't want people to feel they have to lose weight if that's not something that they're trying to do. It's just something that I need to do for my health. And I know a lot of people personally that are in the same boat. And so I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that are also in the same boat as me. And I was struggling for like a really long time. I was just having a really hard time mentally, and just I think it's good to find people that have kind of been there, got on the other side, or like can show you kind of like their progress and their journey. So I feel like I know I'm not like at where I need to be, but I've definitely made a really good amount of progress, and I do feel like there is like value in me sharing like my weight loss journey and just like my health and wellness journey, for people who have struggled with, you know, the same type of things that I've struggled with. So yeah, just kind of want to throw that out there. I kind of went on a tangent there, but I do sometimes like feel bad. I don't want it to seem like I'm being like, you know, fat phobic or anything like that. So yeah, just wanted to throw that out there. Sorry. Um, on the foxy side of things, or sorry, not foxy, financial. On the financial side of things, um, I have personally started just expense tracking via a Excel sheet. I work with Excel sheets a lot in work, and so I just know how to use them well. So that's what I feel most comfortable tracking my expenses with. I know there's apps that can help you do it. I personally didn't really want to like pay for that, so I'm just doing it manually. But you know, there's Rocket Money and all those types of um, apps that you could look into if you don't want to do it yourself. But I think it's good to just at least start like, because I'm not in the budgeting stage yet. Kind of where I'm at is I'm just trying to figure out like, okay, like what am I spending on my money on this month? What of that has to stay, and kind of how much I just need to like kind of figure out like what percentage of like my money I'm spending on what, and like the recurring charges I have. Like I have a lot of you know, I have pets that are on medication, so I'm buying that monthly no matter what. Um they're on health plans, so that's monthly no matter what. I'm on medication that I get monthly no matter what. Just like, you know, those different things that are recurring and, you know, can't really take them out of your budget. So I need to just kind of figure out how much of that stuff I have going on, and then just kind of see where my wiggle room is around that. So that's kind of my plan. I'm just going to kind of track this month and just kind of figure out what's going on in there. And then we'll figure out a plan of attack after. And that way you don't get too overwhelmed. You know, just start trying to like figure out what's going on. Just see what the vibe is in there, and then see what you want to do about it, you know. um you know, I've been on my meal tracking grind. I know this can be like hurtful for a lot of people if they get too like obsessed with it. Personally, I don't find myself doing that. Like, even though I have OCD, like I do not find myself getting obsessed with it. It's just it more helps me just kind of figure out like where I am as far as my levels of like the protein I've had in the day, how much carbs I've had in the day, how much fat I've had in the day, and just trying to make sure that those are like in the percentages of like my calorie intake that is like healthy. So that's kind of what I've been doing for a while to try to just like, you know, figure out the good combinations, and you know, just those balanced meals that are going to help keep me like full, satisfied, give me like all the nutrients that I need, help me meet my protein goals, all that good stuff. From the meal tracking, because I feel like I just didn't really know like, um Taylor Grasso, who I follow, she always says like, we're always taught how to diet, we're not taught how to eat. And like I feel very much like that. So like I've always just like been used to like very restricted dieting and stuff like that. And like while I have like cut out a lot of stuff, I've cut out a lot of just like crap and like processed stuff. Not that I never have it, but it's just like I don't keep it like in my house. Unless it's like a party or something. Just trying to do more like at home stuff, and then like finding like healthy replacements for things that um I normally like, so like, I have a sweet tooth, like I have a sweet tooth, but I have high blood sugar, so I need to be careful with that. So I try to find like things that won't spike my blood sugar like that. So just kind of, um, with the meal tracking, that's just been kind of, helping me just like keep an eye on all those things and figuring out using that for so long has helped me personally, um just like be able to eat more intuitively. So like I feel like I can more or less figure out like a good thing to eat in that moment. I don't have to go in and put it in my app and then be like, okay, so can I eat this or not? Sometimes I do it if it's just something new, and it's not more like can I eat this or not. It's just more like, okay, I'm making this. What are the nutrients in it? Is it something that I should have once in a while? Is it something that I want to work in more into my routine because it is something that's going to help me get to my goals? You know what I mean? Oop, just hit the microphone. Sorry. Um, so I do think that that's like a big win, as far as like my foxy goes, because I do feel like it meal tracking has helped me learn to eat more intuitively. I know for a lot of people it doesn't help in that way. So, do what works for you. But I'm just trying to share like tips and like tricks that have worked for me so you can kind of like grab inspiration from them and then like, make it your own, right? Another thing that I've been doing is I've been back into a good workout groove. I have like a really good routine that feels really good on my body. It feels really good, definitely like the first week of my cycle and like the second week, which is like the ovulation week. Once I get to the third week and it's more of like the luteal phase, I do start to feel like a lot more fatigued. I start feeling just like a lot more of like the effects of like my cycle there. So, I will tend to like pull back just a little bit, maybe not do as high of weights or maybe not go as long or just whatever, just so I'm not like completely exhausting my body on like times where I need it. But I do have like a baseline like workout routine for the weeks that I am feeling good and like I'm at my 100%. And then I kind of have like, okay, now that I'm like able to kind of track my cycle and kind of know where I'm at in my cycle, I'm like, if I like yesterday, I didn't think about it and I was just, or this whole week I've been kind of just like going how I normally go, but I am technically in my luteal phase. So yesterday when I was at the gym, at first I was starting, I was going whatever, and then I just started feeling like, oh my gosh, I'm so tired. I feel so weak. Like I feel like I can't do the weights that I can normally do. So I was just like kind of realizing like, okay, like it's kind of like one of those days where I do need to like pull back a little bit and just like listen to my body. And that's not me being lazy, but just being like connected with my body. And so I do feel like, yeah, I just feel like a lot of things I'm doing are just trying to like, I'm just trying to help like connect with my body more so that I can make like actual like real good decisions for my health without having to be like super strict on myself. It's just more like that's what is right for me at that time, and that's what's going to help me continue to work towards my goals in a way that's not going to burn me out or whatever. So that's been very helpful as well. I do have a tip for if you do have a hard time like getting a consistent workout schedule going. I would say at least schedule 2 workouts with a friend so that you have at least 2, like, okay, I have to be there at least these 2 days for sure. Start with that. Obviously try to go on your own in between, but at least you have those 2 confirmed hangouts with your friend that you won't cancel, and you're going to be working out at them. Okay. Another thing that's been making me feel like foxy is I've been going to bed early and waking up early. Like it's been making me feel a lot more productive. I feel like I have a lot like more higher energy. I have better like flow of my day kind of, and I just feel less like overwhelmed because I feel like I have more what's it called, like time. Well, obviously of course if you wake up early obviously you have more time in the day, but if you're going to bed early you really don't have more time in the day. It's just you have more like time when the sun is out, and I feel like when I'm up when the sun is just coming out, and then I'm kind of like winding down on my like strenuous, not strenuous, but just like, kind of my go activities by the time it's starting to get like dark and, it's time for a more chill vibe. I really like that. I think that's very helpful for me. So it's good for me to get up like as early as I can. I try to get up at 7 not try. I do get up at 7 every day. On the times that I try to sleep in, I will probably lay there for like 10 minutes and then be like, I'm not falling back to sleep. Let me just get up. But yeah, I pretty much get up at 7. Get up, I feed my pets, and I start working, and I just get a lot done. Only because like no one else that I work with is really like working at that time, so I just like get a lot done. Like kind of just go through all like I just really knock out a lot of things in my to-do list from like 7 to I think 12. I have a lot of like really productive time that no one's really like adding more things to my list, so I can really like whittle it down. So that's been just kind of like helping with, my mental state, because again, I am in my ludo phase. I do tend to be like a monster. Like I am a monster from the gates of hell. Like I don't know. Well, actually, no, that's not true. Well, sometimes it's like I'm so like aggy. Like I just get aggravated so easily. But then like normally like when I'm aggravated, I will immediately like cry. So then it's just like it's a lot going on and it's hard for me to like control it. Sometimes it just gets rough, being a girl's hard. It's hard. Because sometimes your hormones just they do not want to have it with you that day. So yeah, anyway, I think, oh yeah, I was trying to figure out why I started talking about that, but yeah, it's because having like waking up in the morning and having more time in the morning has helped me kind of with the mental state during my luteal phase, because I'm just having some more like, okay, let me just start working on stuff, get stuff done, alleviate that like pressure that you're feeling from all these tasks that need to be done. So yeah, that's been super helpful. Let's see, another foxy and financial update: eating in, saving money, and you have more control on what you're putting in your body, making sure that it's, good nutrient dense stuff, I feel like they're like, you ever order something? Okay, this is one thing. Like, you ever order something from out and like in your mind, it's like not a bad thing. Like, you're ordering something not like a McDonald's or Taco Bell or anything like that, but just, something chill, what you think is chill. Not the like stereotypical like fatty foods. I don't know, like I'm fatty. Sorry. I there are a couple of girls on TikTok right now that literally just like yell at you and call you fatty, and not gonna lie, I'm like, damn, she's right. I gotta go to the gym. I don't know, like, I feel weird about like all that, right? Because I feel like, is fat phobia on the rise? But is it like, but then at the same time, like, is it fat phobia or is it more just like we need to be taking better care of ourselves? I don't know. It's weird. I don't know what everyone else thinks. I feel like I have mixed feelings about it because I'm like in the state or like I'm in the situation that I am, and I'm in the mental state that I'm in. And, I do kind of need like I do want my butt kicked because I do want to keep going and I do want to keep progressing, but I know that like that kind of language is also very harmful for a lot of people. So yeah, like how's everyone feeling about that? I'm curious. Yeah, eating in and saving money has been super helpful for me because it's helped me stay foxy and financial this February. um, I have this is my last like thought on the foxy and financial update situation. I do have a motivation tip. So I knew this week would be rough for me because I knew I was going into my luteal phase because I know what my cycle is now. I scheduled a rot day with my friend, and I'm making that like a little treat for myself. So I'm doing that on Sunday. So I was like, okay, we're going to lock in for the rest of the week. it's like, and we're just gonna have a cheat day on Sunday. We're gonna chill. We're gonna eat some of our favorite things. We're gonna just relax. We're gonna do face masks. We're gonna self tan so that we just feel refreshed and rejuvenated. And I always feel kind of fugly when I'm on my period, and I feel like I'm just setting myself up like for success with like oh my gosh, okay, I need to stop doing things with my hands. Sorry. Um, Man, that totally made me lose my train of thought. Sorry. Um, but oh yeah, that's what it is. Like, I just feel like kind of ugly when I'm on my period, and it's nice to know that I'm gonna be like kind of tan, which always makes me feel really good. And my skin will hopefully be working with me because I did some nice face masks to it over the weekend. And it's just always nice to have some time with your girlfriends. I love a girlfriend day. And we're going to do like crafts and just like watch movies and like, maybe have like some wine or garden. We're just going to have a great time. So I'm really excited for that. And that's just been kind of helping me get through this week and, keep going even when I'm tired, doing something, moving my body, all the good things. So yeah, that's a tip I always recommend, having something to look forward to. Another update I have, not on the same veins, or moving on from the Foxy and Financial February update. I started a new book. I started reading People We Meet on Vacation by Emily Henry. I'm really excited to keep reading this book. I'm actually like already over I'm almost halfway there. I was gonna say I'm over a quarter of the way there, but I'm pretty close to halfway there. I'm immediately hooked. Okay. It does seem like a really quick read, way, way, way quicker than Emma was. I think I can finish this by mid-March, if not by the end of February. I know there's not long in February, but I am literally flying through this book. I bet you I can get it done by the end of February, but don't hold me to that. I'm going to say mid-March just to be safe. Um, I've been reading like a ton of chapters each night. Like with Emma, like I felt like it just was such a workout on my brain to try to figure out what the hell they were saying because it was a completely different language. That I gotta have to read the same page over and over again because I was trying to figure out like what are they even talking about, and like I feel like I'd understand, and then I get to the next thing and they'd be talking about. I'm like, did I miss something? I need to go back. So it literally just took me so long to read that book, and I just feel like because I actually like this is written in like our current vernacular or my current vernacular. It's written in I'm reading it in English and current English. Emma's is old English, so they just have like a lot of different words. And it was after one chapter I'd be like, oh my gosh, that took forever. I need to do something else now. Sometimes I get to 2 chapters if a chapter was really short, or if once I started getting closer to that once I got to like part 2 and part 3, I was moving a lot quicker, but yeah, part 1 just took me forever. So anyway, all that to say, I normally don't read that slow. That took me literally almost a year. I think I can get this done in a month. So I'm really excited to do a deep dive on that when I finish. And then I just got some like things that I'm loving right now. One thing I'm loving right now is SZA. I'm loving the SOS Deluxe Lana album so much. Listening to it in the car, listening to it when I garden, all the things, and I cannot wait to have it on vinyl. I'm like, what is that? Vinyl. I'm also loving Traders. So we're about to go into the meat of the topic. So you know how normally if you're watching Love Island on Peacock, normally Traders will come on right after. Well, I've never watched Traders yet. Up until this week. And so I felt like it wasn't something that I would like love. I wasn't really like, I knew some of the people that would be on, like I knew like last season, Bergie from Love Island US was on, and I didn't even watch his thing. I think I need to go back and watch his season but he was literally like the only person that I thought I really knew in it. This season I really didn't think I knew anybody in it, but I noticed that Wells was in it, who I know, and Gabby Windy, who I know. Was there anyone? I feel like there was like at least I've heard of Dorinda, but I don't really watch Real Housewives, so I don't like know her. Um, yeah, like because I never watched like Big Brother, The Challenge, Survivor, any of those. So, and I know they have a lot of people from there, so it's kind of I don't always know all the people. I wish that they would like bring in some more Love Island people. And I used to watch The Bachelor. If they brought in anyone like newer from The Bachelor, and the only reason why I know Gabby Wendy is because from TikTok. Like I don't even really know her from The Bachelor. I know Wells from The Bachelor because I watched him when he was on The Bachelor, and then he was like on Bachelor in Paradise. I think he's still on Bachelor in Paradise. Actually, he might still be the bartender, but either way, I've been watching Bachelor since I was really young, but I stopped watching it, I think probably like my sophomore year of college. So um, anything after that, I have no clue who they are. So it's kind of like, I'm like, I don't know if I can get invested because of the characters, but the like gameplay is really cool and really interesting and fun. So Russell and I are really excited about that. We are sat like literally it came on one time after Love Island ended, and like it was I think on Monday or Tuesday we were watching Love Island, and then it came on after, and we like just kind of let it play because we were just like chilling whatever, and then we were like, wait, this is actually really good, and so now we're like I think we're gonna keep watching it, so we're very excited about that. One thing I'm hating right now is just like the horrific stuff I'm seeing on my For You page and my Insta Reels lately. Like I've just been seeing like a lot of like videos of like real like bad things happening, like specifically things on fire. Like I literally was scrolling through TikTok the other day, and I saw this video of this guy like, and I couldn't figure out what was going on at the time, so I was like kind of like reading through the comments, like trying to figure out what was going on. But he was literally like in a tunnel, and like there was like a fire in the tunnel. I don't know where it was, but there was a fire in the tunnel, and like there's someone screaming in the background. And at first, like I didn't realize it, but then he says like basically like that person is like on fire, and like in their car's on fire, and it's like exploding, and they're in the car. And sorry, trigger warning, horrific stuff. But that like hearing that like it just stuck with me for oh my god, like the whole night. Like I was just like haunted by it. I couldn't like I literally could not sleep. And then like the next day I was scrolling through Instagram, and I literally saw like someone posted like a video of like a plane literally like crashing and like exploding. And like I'm terrified of planes, so like now I'm just like all like now I'm getting all anxious and stuff. And so yeah, I'm just like ugh. I don't know if anyone else's For You pages and Insta Reels are like kind of spooky sometimes. um I hate that. I hate that because it really sticks with me. And like I think because I'm okay with like things in like horror movies or like fake stuff, but I feel like in real life it's just so hard for me. Like or like if I know like something's happening like for real, like it makes me like oof so sick. Like that's why I don't watch a lot of true crime. Like sometimes I do just because like I'm curious about like a case and stuff, but like really like when I do, like those stories stick with me for so long, and I just feel like I don't like it must be my OCD because I almost feel like I ruminate on it, and I'm like I feel like it's almost was like my responsibility, and like the fact that something bad happened to them is my fault somehow, and I don't know why that is or whatever. So it just throws me into like huge spiral. So I'm just like hating that. So let's get into our main topic today, which is the Love Island finale. So I have this kind of laid out in a certain way of the like in the flow that I'm going to talk about it, and hopefully it makes sense. Um, it's just how it made sense in my brain, so I apologize now if it seems all over the place. Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about is the Ekin-Su and Curtis versus Alma and Sammy drama. To be honest, like I was trying to like trace it back to what even really started it. It's super hard to follow because I feel like it was just all these like little things just that were just fueling the fire. Sorry, I need to stop. Like, what am I, like the shadows in the background. Okay, sorry. I'm doing like, what if I just sat for an hour and just did like hand puppet shows? Okay, sorry. Guys, it is 6:30 on a Friday night. I have been working since 7 a.m. I've been running around like a maniac, working, my 9 to 5, not even my 7 to 5, 7 to 5:30, and then I was getting myself all situated to do this, and I'm tired. I might be a little delirious. I'm sorry. Um but yeah, it was really just these little things that were like fueling the fire, so it was really hard to like keep up with. But I feel like the core issue of this drama, well, one is that like I think Elma and Curtis were on the same season originally, and she just does not feel comfortable around him. Like, he's jarring to her. She just does not like him as a person. And I can agree, he's very jarring to be. Literally, like, he, first of all, jail for the way he dances, because I get he's like a professional dancer, and I know in theory he's good, but why is he always like disconnecting he's always like when DJs come, like literally, like I have seen so many clips of him dancing this season. Like, I get he's a professional dancer, but it was almost like when he was going in, he was like, my request is that you let me dance on screen at least 5 times, and you better air it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, because every time he's dancing, it is so scary to me. And I don't know. I feel bad. I feel like I'm bullying him right now. I'm really trying not to. He makes me so uncomfortable. I don't know what it is. And I just like, I hate, he's so disingenuous. And from what, I mean, I don't know him, but like from what I see, I just don't feel like he's real. Like, not, you know what? I feel like he's not being real. Sorry. But yeah, I feel like really at the core of it, besides that fact, is that Ekin, Sue, and Curtis are literally sore losers. Like, it's actually so frustrating. It's like literally like every single game, I feel like that people voted for them or like targeted them in some certain way. They were like always like bitching and like just did not agree when people would like vote for them. But there are so many times that they were deserving of those votes or whatever it was. And it's like, I'm sorry that you're like so delusional that you can't see the way you're like holding yourself in here, and like you can't understand why people would vote for you that way, but they have to make a vote. You're the one that makes the most sense for this. Shut up. Fuck off, as Elma would say. And then she said, sorry, I didn't mean to say fuck off. I meant shut up. Good on her for that, because I would have kept it at fuck off. But she felt that that was rude, so she backtracked on that immediately. Then afterwards, then he's yelling at her, saying that she said fuck off and all this. Like, that's why they're like, I feel like that was like their last fight, because it was like Elma. Well, let's just back up and just like analyze this real quick, because it's actually really annoying. Actually, like when I look at it, because it's like I can kiss Sammy in the heart rate challenge for literally no reason, and like actually I don't. It bothers me because I don't understand how she cannot understand like how freaking rude that was. And like literally, like, no, like, you're not her friend. You're a bitch. Like, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be aggressive. It's just like, what, you're supposed to be friends with this girl. You say to her face, don't worry, I'm not gonna kiss Sammy, and then literally kisses no one else. Maybe she probably kissed Curtis, but no one else besides Curtis except for Sammy. Why would you even make a point of saying that you weren't gonna do it and then do it anyway? Just don't even say that you weren't gonna do it if you were gonna do it. You know what I mean? So it's just like, and then her thing is like, oh well, like I think you're just making like too big of a deal about it. It's a game, and I didn't even think about it, whatever. So then they're like trying to make it seem like, I feel like they were low-key like gaslighting Elma into thinking that she was like wrong for being upset with that. But like, I would be upset with that because like, girl, you're supposed to be my friend, and you literally just told me like you weren't gonna do something and then did it anyway. That was like kind of the whole thing with like the Luca kissing Sammy thing too in the game. Like, everyone's like, oh, it's a game, whatever, she's popping out. But like, no, he said to her, who do you want me to kiss? She said, not Sammy. And then you go and kiss Sammy. It's like that same, like along the same vein of like, don't have a conversation with me and reassure me about something and then go do the freaking opposite. That makes you a bitch. So, or just like rude, you know what I mean? So yeah, sorry. I'm just like, I'm a hater. But yeah, so I think that was just like the first thing that I'm just like, okay, done with you for that immediately. You're done with me. But then, because of her actions, she got pied by Sammy, who, that was a very mature thing for him to do, to like kind of give, like, I mean, he had no one else he could really pie, so he did her, like, to give that reassurance for Alma, and I think that was really mature of him. But yeah, and they were mad, and like he went to go say, like, you know, sorry about, you know, pieing you, whatever, just, and then you know, Alma told him, like, don't apologize because you know, don't go back on, you know, your reasoning, you know, you meant it, stand on it. And then Curtis was like fighting with Alma because she said that, which is just like, shut, like, there was no reason to do that. There was no reason for him to like insert himself in that. And like, truly, I just, at the end of the day, I feel like they just thought that they were like the main characters, and the edits they were getting, to me, the edits they were getting were very unflattering, but I mean, at the same time, a lot of people voted for them, so I don't know. But yeah, they're just sore losers, really, at the end of the day. But then the next thing was like, because then this was the last piece of the drama, you know, the fuck off thing, like I was saying. So yeah, so then after that, they're like, whatever, we'll squash it, whatever. Then they go to, they eat dinner all together, and then they have that like asking the public the questions thing. And then that's like when they're all going back and forth because, like, you know, they're mad that like people ask, like, because basically the couples had to put one question about themselves and one question about someone else. They couldn't do two questions about themselves, or I'm sure everyone would have done that because why start drama, right? So they had to put someone else. So, like, sorry if you're the one I picked, but I had to pick someone, and like, you know, you just have to know that, like, it's a. But so then they're picked, and then they're mad that they're getting picked, or they're mad that like Alma and Sammy asked a question about them, and then it's just like, okay, and then if it was just a game before, why is it not just a game now? Like, why is it just a game when you do something bad, but then when something pisses you off, it's not just a game and it's actually personal and it's a cop out and da 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 da. Like, get over it. Either it's a game or it's not. Pick one. Sorry. Sorry, I'm just ranting how much I hate them because I can't stand it. But yeah, I'm gonna be honest, I don't really even know how they got third place, but they did. If you are an Ekin and Curtis apologist, please sound off in the comments. I just want to understand why. I'm not mad. I just want to talk because I need to understand like what other people are seeing that I'm not, and like, am I genuinely like just like a delusional hater, or, you know, am I kind of right? You know, like, it's, I don't know. I need to know, you guys. Tell me why you like them. Let's see. What else do I have to say about them? Yeah, I have a whole list of things I want to talk about with them because I've been needing to get this off my chest. So, oh yeah, another thing is I bet Ekin was fuming when they got picked as third place. I feel like she really in her head like was thinking that they were like gonna be first like the whole time. It seemed to me like she like the whole time she was very much acting like she was like the main character of the show. So I think in her head she was like gonna win for sure. I will say, as much as I'm a hater, I don't blame her for that mentality because it did seem like the producers might have made her think that she was, because I know they were really like gunning for her, and like they were kind of like, you know, what are your demands? We'll make sure it happens so that you will come. So I feel like maybe, you know, they told her that she was going to be like a really big deal on the season, and then maybe gave her a little bit of like an unflattering edit where it just makes her seem like a little bit like, because here's the thing, I don't not like her. I don't not like her because she's weird. Like I'm weird too. Like I know she does like a little bit of like weird things that are just kind of silly, but it doesn't make me hate her. What makes me hate her is just like yeah, it's like the hypocrisy and just like I feel like she's very immature. Like there's just something like not right with the way she like handles things. You know, I didn't like the what she was doing with like Sammy and Luca at the pool. Like just there were just so many things where I'm just like, oh my god, girl, like you're really honestly annoying me. Or just when she was like upset with like when she and Curtis were like, I don't know, fighting or something, she was like, help me. Like, what, girl? That's crazy. But yeah, sorry. So yeah, maybe the edit that they gave her was to make her like look delusional and just like really out there. So maybe that's why to me it felt very like disingenuous. I'm not sure if that was just like what the producers wanted me to feel. But yeah, they would have been my fifth place for sure. I'm gonna guess that they will be together. Okay, so for all the couples, I wrote down my prediction for how long they're gonna be together. Okay, so I'm gonna guess that they will be together after a month. I'm giving them 1 month. 1 month. So if they're together after a month, I'm gonna be shocked, and I'm gonna keep track of this. I'm gonna come back, and I'm gonna tell you if I was right with any of these. If I find out that anyone broke up, I'm gonna let you know. So yeah, I think they'll be together for about a month, and that's not me just being a hater. That's actually just based on the way they like handled the conflicts that they were in the villa together. I think if Curtis was not in Love Island and like was experiencing those things that he was experiencing with Ekin, he would have walked away a couple of fights ago. That's just based on the way like their first fight where he was just like really like put off like her fieriness and whatever, and he like slept on the couch, and it was like I feel like she's gonna kind of keep up with the theatrics, and because he seems like a runner, and especially because he's not gonna be in the villa and he can run wherever, I think that's gonna be like an issue with them. So yeah, I think that that's not going to last very long. Again, not me being a hater, just from my observations of the way they like interacted with each other throughout the season. Okay, my fourth place would have been Elma and Sammy. So if you haven't caught on, I'm kind of going like from like fifth to first in what I thought they should be, not really what they were ranked. So my personal fourth place would have been Elma and Sammy, even though they got actually got fifth. I really liked them together, actually. I don't mind the age difference at all, really. And he seems to have held himself pretty well the entire season. Like, I feel like he's coming off pretty mature this time, and I feel like they match very well. And he's been wanting to be with her for a while, I think. And I think it was nice for her to have someone come in that was all for her. And I think she was so excited to see him. And I think maybe like I know people are like, well, like the age difference on the outside, you would have tried it on the outside if the age difference wasn't a thing. But obviously you were worried about the age difference outside. So why like are you okay with it in here? And like are you guys gonna last on the outside? I think because she just was like I think she was holding back because of that reason, but you know, maybe never realized how good it could actually work out. Like I think, you know, she was probably just scared to kind of do that and just be like, oh, we're you know, there's just a little bit too much of a age difference there. But I feel like now that they've had this time to try it out, it seems like a really good match. And, you know, I think since they already like were friends on the outside, I think they just needed this like Love Island time to really like foster that romantic relationship. I think that they could like last a while. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I'm going to give them, let's see, how long am I going to give them? I'm going to give them about a year, okay? I'd love for them to prove me wrong on that. I'd love for them to stay together even longer than that. So Catherine and Omar, they came in fourth. I would have slated them at third, personally. Omar really just like came in as Catherine's like shining knight, and I just love how they have plans to see each other's families on the outside, and I can just see them being like kind of like Whitney and Lock-in and just like being together a really long time. And I'm going to say that they date for at least a few years if they aren't endgame, which I feel like they could be. Like maybe they get married, you know, but I feel like they'll at least date for a few years. I feel like they seemed to get on really well, like from the moment they met. And like I know that they didn't really get like a lot of screen time, so maybe like we don't really know how good it was. But I mean, think back to like Miguel and Leah didn't get a lot of screen time, and they were like one of the strongest couples in there in Love Island US, and like we couldn't even really tell that. But I feel like from what we do see of them, I feel like they're really strong. So they're probably just so strong that it's like kind of boring to give them screen time. So I think that's the reason why we like really didn't see much of them. And I do feel like they're probably like a lot stronger and a lot closer than we even like know. So I feel like they could be together for a really long time. All right. Before we go on to talking about the top two, I just want to touch on like the elimination right before the finals. Specifically the whole like Olivia versus Harriet and Ronnie debacle. First off, Ronnie and Harriet are actually so annoying. The way that they bitch at anybody who votes for them for anything. They were very like Ekin-Su and Curtis coded in the sense. Like they were both those couples, like God forbid someone vote for them. Guy, like you're voting for someone, you voted for someone, but you're like, oh well, it's just a game, and you know, this is just my opinion and whatever. But then as soon as someone else does it and gives their opinion, then you're yelling at them, and that's a cop out, and da 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 da. Like you can't. It's their opinion. It's my opinion. Sorry, I love that sound. Like whenever I say it's my opinion, I have to do that. But yeah. I told you I'm delusional. I'm sorry. It's so past my like working hours, guys. I'm not okay. So yeah, the way they just bitch at anyone who votes for them is honestly like so dumb. And this is just kind of what I was saying. Like, this is just, I'm going through like my list of like things that I wanted to say. And yeah, just like how they like get mad when someone picks them. It's like, you also have to vote against your will. Like everyone has to vote against their will at times. And like, you have to pick someone that like everyone has to pick someone, and you can't take it personally. It's literally a game. Like, but and that's because they'll be like, it's a game, and then they'll be like, no, that wasn't a game, that was personal when it's about them. And it's like, who are you to decide when it's a game and when it's personal? You're the only person who can decide when it's a game and when it's personal. Sorry. But yeah, don't be a sore loser. Like if you're in Love Island, it doesn't really matter. I mean, like, yeah, like people want to win the money, but also at the same time, like if you're in love, there's really no need to get bitchy at people. Like if you don't win, you don't win. At least you found love, you know? I will say, okay, that being said, I am happy for Ronnie and Harriet getting together and staying together, and them not having, you know, they have drama, them two against the world, but they don't have drama between them like I was worried that they would. I was really worried that like the next bombshell would come in and he would, you know, mug Harriet off again. And so yeah, I think I'm happy for them because I think their relationship is going a lot better than I thought it would. But I do just wish that they weren't. So I do feel like she's probably a little bit insecure with the like fact that she did take him back and forgive him after all this time. And I feel like when people like bring up the fact that they have tried in the past, and you know, if it would have worked then, it like if it was going to work, then it would have worked then. I do feel like it's just a sore spot for her. So she's you know, she's very agitated, I think, when they're just like attacked. And then Ronnie being like just in his like Harriet, like he's just all Harriet. That's like Harriet mode, tunnel vision, not messing this up again type vibe is what I get from him. He's just gonna go to bat for her. Like he doesn't even care if they're wrong or whatever. Like they're just gonna like be, because he's gonna back Harriet no matter what, which I think is great. It's a great quality to have a partner that just like, you know, will back you up. But sometimes you're wrong, guys. You need to chill. But I think that, yeah, that's kind of just, it does suck because I did like them, but I just really didn't like how they would just like really just be sore losers. Honestly, it was just really annoying. I did think that it was crazy behavior though for Liv to Photoshop a pic of her face onto a picture of Ronnie and Harriet. Um, I get it. It was supposed to be a joke. I get that you found it funny, babe. However, you should have kept it in the drafts. Because why are you going to send a picture of your face photoshopped on a guy's ex, of him and his ex, a picture of him and his ex, when you're trying to holla at him? Like, that doesn't make any sense. I just thought that was weird. Like, I really want to know, like, what possessed her to do that, like, what was going through her head. And then also then she tried to fire shots at Grace, saying that she saw screenshots of her saying that she would do whatever it takes to win. Russell told me that he saw that Mitch allegedly confessed to fudging those. So I believe that's true. Let me know if that's true or not. But, we know that they're, Mitch is friends with Casey. And so I don't know if he was trying to just like get Casey to win or whatever. But yeah, that was kind of weird. I don't know why they did. But like the thing that's weird is like Olivia is also friends with Casey. So I feel like maybe she knew that they were fake. I don't know. Because she literally posted like on TikTok that like Casey, like, the emergency contact trend. She posted Casey, which I thought was weird. So I feel like they're kind of close friends. So I don't know if she was in on it, but yeah. Messy Mitch. Messy Mitch. Come on now. Get it together, love. Okay, also, again, before we go on to talk about our final two, I also really didn't get why everyone was bringing up Sammy all the time, saying that Luca was just like too scared to try with her. I get it. It's Love Island. There's all the like the test talk. But if you have like a real connection with someone and you want to be with them, they were literally like before Sammy came in, they were literally talking about meeting each other's families and hanging out on the outside and just like all this stuff. So obviously like they were pretty serious like when Sammy came in, and I just didn't really like how everyone was like kind of giving a hard time for like not wanting to pursue it and like give it a chance. Like he wanted to be with Grace, and I don't get why everyone was like coming down on him for that. It's like just because you fancied someone on the outside doesn't mean that like you have to try with them and like do a little test with them if you know that you want the person that you're already with. Like you can decide that you're happy with your current partner. I don't get why everyone was like, no, like he was just scared of Grace, and he probably would have, picked Sammy if he had a chance to. No, because like if he wanted to pick Sammy, he would have picked. Like if he really felt like Sammy had the potential to be the partner for him over Grace, he would have explored it. But I think he just knew that it wasn't like remotely worth testing because he did not want to even like put them in that situation. I feel like he probably fucked up good things in the past, and maybe which is why he's like quote unquote scared of like getting to know Sammy and like scared of Grace and whatever. But I think he was scared of doing anything that would just lose him a good thing, Grace, and I don't get why people didn't get that. I really think like, they were together in Love Island with the goal of getting outside together. So it's like they obviously had something more than what like him and Sammy ever had at some point. And so like I just don't get it. Like I really don't understand why people were so like okay. So speaking of Grace and Luca, they came in second. They may have won without the whole Sammy thing. I don't really know. It seems like the UK really ships Luca and Sammy so hard for some reason. So they probably didn't win due to that bias. I personally would have slated them at second as well, just because I do love them, but I do think compared to Casey and Gabby, they deserved second, just because of like the I feel like the length that they've been together, and they did have that slip up with Sammy there for a second. Gabby and Casey have really been together the whole time. They've never really like wanted anybody else or anything like that, and I think the only conflicts we saw between them was just like little things in like games where it's like, oh, like you did this in a game, and it kind of hurt my feelings. I didn't really appreciate it. And they like talk about, they're like, okay, fair enough, I understand, I'm sorry. And I feel like they just, yeah, Casey and Gabby, I just feel like were really like the couple of the season. So I just feel like Luca and Grace came in second due to that, but I do love them. And then lastly, we have our winners, Casey and Gabby. I was really so invested in their whole thing. I wanted him to find someone so bad. I was really like, oh my God, I hope like they last the whole time. Like I was so scared that like he would fuck it up somehow. I was like, please don't fuck it up. Please don't fuck it up, Casey. But I just really wanted him to like find someone that he can go on double dates with Molly and Tom with. I'm just like so invested in their little like group. And I do feel like Molly and Tom's relationship is like a huge reason why Casey did go on Love Island a third time. I think we're probably like dogging him for going on a third time. I do want to say everyone was like kind of like dogging him for being on Love Island a third time, but I do feel like, and this has been bothering me because Love Island Games is almost like it didn't exist. You know what I mean? You know who was on Love Island Games? And maybe this is why I also like have a not a hatred. I'm just a hater of Curtis. He was also on Love Island Games. So this is technically his third Love Island season, okay? You know who else's third Love Island season it was? In Love Island All-Stars Season 1, Toby and Georgia Harrison were both on Love Island Games. And then they were on their original seasons, and then they were on All-Stars. So they were also on 3 times. Just no one is talking about games, and I don't know why. So now Casey's having this like reputation of being like the only one that's been on 3 times when he hasn't. Everyone's been on, a lot of people have been on games and they're just not talking about it. I don't know why. It's almost like it doesn't exist. They literally don't. I wonder if it's because maybe it's more like a US thing, so maybe they just like don't claim it in UK. But yeah, I just justice for Casey on that front. But anyway, I do feel like he came in for this third time because he really did. I think he was really ready to like find someone to settle down with. You know, his best friend has found probably the someone that he's going to be with for forever, maybe. I don't know. Very cute. I hope so. And he kind of wants that same thing. I think he's just like seen, and this is just what I'm guessing. I feel like he's seen like what a cute relationship that they have, and he just wants that. So yeah, I love how like I said, they really didn't have that much drama. Just like mainly focusing on growing their relationship and just really, I think like they kind of had, because Casey, you know how Casey is, right? Like he would kind of, I feel like he was in there just to kind of like try to get some drama going. That was probably like his assignment from the producers, is just to kind of like, because he's funny, so he could probably kind of get away with it and just kind of like throw grenades and kind of run without too many issues on his own. So he probably was like, yeah, I'll be that like little. And the reason why I think that is because of like the salty talent thing. I think that was like, I think this was all planned, that Casey was going to kind of be like the person to push people's buttons and try to get them like all aggy. But yeah, I do love how like for the most part they really didn't have much drama. I am sad I didn't get to see them become official boyfriend and girlfriend, but I do hope that they are already together, and I hope they stay together, and I hope that they have double weddings with Tom and Molly. I do just realize that I did not predict Grace and Luca. I'm going to predict that Grace and Luca are together for 3 years and maybe get married. So they might be together after. They'll either break up after 3 years or get married. Or maybe even earlier they'll get married. I just feel like they might move pretty fast. And then I really hope, like I said, that Casey and Gabby get married. That's my prediction. So yeah. Overall, I do think that it was a great season. I feel like I really love All Stars because there's like that extra added layer of drama because everyone has like previous entanglements from their previous seasons, and just like on the outside, you know, you do like the Love Island events, and they all like kind of hang out together and become friends and DM each other and all that stuff. So they're like, there's all these like you know, entanglements already like built in with Love Island All Stars. So it's always really fun, and I can't wait for the next season. I'm really excited. So yeah, that's it for Love Island All Stars season 2. Let me know in the comments what you thought about the show or my thoughts. Again, Ekin, Sue, and Curtis apologists. I need to know why. I need to understand. I'm not mad at you. I'm not judging you, but I need to know. Okay. So now we're gonna do our daily affirmation for a badass. And today's is even though I am anxious and afraid, I will be fucking brave anyway. You see it? All right, let's be brave, babies. I feel that I am anxious and afraid of most things. And I do be having to be brave a lot because life goes on. All right. Well, like I said, I want to hear from you. So please comment. You can leave a Q&A, email me, DM me, whatever way you want to get in contact with me. Do it. Let me know what you think of today's episode and your thoughts on everything I talked about. If you are liking the pod, please leave me a rating on Spotify. And don't forget to listen to new episodes every Friday. Or if you watch on YouTube, please hit that subscribe button. The podcast, Instagram, and TikTok is Gavin Glow Podcast. You can go there, follow along, and just see any updates on new episodes and just kind of like what the episodes are going to be about. And then we have the Gavin Glow Podcast YouTube channel. If you want to watch on there instead of Spotify, that's Gavin Glow Podcast. Personal Instagram and TikTok is _Gigi Raju _. Nothing too fun going on over there, but if you're interested, go ahead. Lastly, please DM me stories or email them to gavinglowpodcast@gmail.com. I am always accepting stories like worst breakups, worst dates, family drama, crazy exes. Honestly, any crazy lore, drop it to me to be read on the pod anonymously. Well, that's it. Thanks for gabbing with me, and don't forget to keep on glowing. Bye.